Alrighty, so good afternoon. I'm just going to do an overview of the different areas and reflect on these both within my internship and other professional opportunities, and I hope you enjoy. So first and foremost, this is the screenshot of the main page for my website. The overall theme has remained consistent, including my social justice practice, culture, implementation, and gaining knowledge of different culture and what ties into that. And then my motto of asking for forgiveness later rather than permission now. That's a motto that I've been really trying to adhere to because I'm the complete opposite. So it's been really, really important for me to kind of switch around that mindset, both in my personal and professional career. So works in progress. I'm constantly updating my language, whether that's when I'm in conversation or like what I've actually written on this website or different assignments or emails, communication with others. Just making sure what I use is reflecting contemporary identities. The evolution of identities rather and contemporary events and whatnot. So, for example, marginalized versus minority versus underrepresented population. Just being really aware of that and putting it not where it's appropriate, but I'd say applicable specifically. And then ensuring that my updated resume is on my website for potential employers rather to see and to be able to easily access. And then my competence areas, I kind of talk about those later, about the areas that I feel that I've really developed versus those that I've shifted focus away from to focus on other areas, and then those that I've kind of just put at the back of my mind and in the mindset of I'll deal with it. And then challenges and goals that I set for myself, being brutally honest and vulnerable in my blog post, not doing a blog post just to do a blog post, not doing it just because it's required, like doing it to really be honest with myself and then hopefully come back to it in a few years and see if I've, changed, if I've grown from it, if I'm still kind of stuck in the same place, and kind of challenging myself to progress and to grow from those. And then my 5-year plan, kind of holding myself accountable on this, just a reminder of what I want to accomplish, and just serve as, again, kind of to hold myself accountable, but as a way to hopefully network with others if they run into that and are interested in collaborating. And then my personal manifesto, I think that I get, a little bit of humor in here, but I do live by every single one of these quotes that I put in here, or, even just quotes I made up myself. I think the coffee and chocolate is extremely applicable to both personal and professional. And then stepping out of the comfort zone, that is something that I constantly am pushing on myself, is to just learn about the unfamiliar, because you never know when you're going to turn around and need it. You can definitely learn stuff from new experiences and apply it later on. I know I've encountered that with my experience with working with international students this past year. And then the picture on the right with the quote in there, it's my favorite quote from my favorite character in Grey's Anatomy. And it kind of just so happened that they happened to be the quote in the picture that I chose, did not happen on purpose. But it was really fun to put this together because it really helped me look at what's important to me and look at what helps me get through every day. And then stepping out of my comfort zone. So I had the experience this year with a few shifts in the division, some restructuring. A primary responsibility of my graduate assistantship became working with international students. And it seemed like almost overnight I was getting experience in all sorts of areas, including advising, traveling, providing language lessons. I was getting a lot of experience, developing programs to assist with language development, English language development specifically. So it's been a really rewarding opportunity that I never once saw myself seeking out, and now it's definitely something that I'm planning on keeping in my professional career, even if that is just means, serving on committees or just, supporting the student groups. But that's something that I really have found to be rewarding, and I've had the best experience and learned the most lessons from. And I've really grown as a person from working with these students. And then getting the chance to intern at Hilbert College in the Title IX department. There's policy training, education, and awareness education. I've been able to lead campaigns, but I've primarily been working on a software that will be used for incoming students to learn about sexual assault resources and education and awareness and bystander intervention on the campus. So it's really been a focus of the technology aspect, and that's been a really cool experience. I really gotten to use a lot of my media, what I did with my music business degree rather. I've been able to learn more software and programs and develop. And then my competency areas I feel I'm advanced in: social justice and leadership and personal and ethical foundations. This includes my self-care and my social justice aspect in my personal and professional career, really being able to identify my wellness and my mental health in these. I'm so passionate about the social justice aspect, but I have to be conscious about the burnout that I could feel as my dad likes to call it, the social justice warrior. And then focusing on the leadership, and there's a difference between a manager and a leader. So I've been really focusing on my role as a leader, as supervising students, student interns, and whatnot, and how I can help them grow as leaders. My research has been focused on leadership identity development, so it's been something that I really had an opportunity to learn about out of my own experience. And then the competency areas, which I feel I'm at intermediate level at, specifically right now, are student learning and development, technology and assessment, evaluation, and research. Those I feel I'm at the higher portion, maybe leaning a little bit more towards advanced, just because I've had a lot of experience with those this semester in particular, both in my internship and my graduate assistantship. The organizational and human resources and the advising and support I've had some experience with in both of those opportunities, but I feel like I've gained the most knowledge and skills in technology and the assessment and research portion because of my master's project, as well as the internship and the software trainings that I've provided to my supervisor and whatnot. And then student learning and development, I'm starting to notice that more with, I want to say, societal-based theories and how those are tying into student development, such as intersectionality, something that I really am interested in and want to pursue further research in. But yeah, these are areas that I feel that I am continuing to grow in and can reach the advanced level if I just keep working towards it. And then finally, the foundational level, I feel I'm at that with values, philosophy, and history, as well as law, policy, and governance. Although my internship was Title IX related, I would have liked to have more experience in terms of investigations, but fortunately / unfortunately, there was no Title IX occurrence during my, no incidents that occurred during my internship. So that's good, but it also kind of limited me in what I'm able to learn and observe and, grow as an advocate for students from. And then finally, a few takeaways from my internship. There are 3 sides to a story. I think that speaks for itself. And then learning how to be trauma informed and trained to, communicate with students. That goes beyond sexual assault or stalking or harassment. There's many very different traumatic situations that students face, whether it be sexual assault, losing a loved one, a bias crime, just various situations that students encounter. So it's been really helpful having the trainings for specifically sexual assault, but thinking of the ways and how you could communicate in that way with other occurrences, and then seeing the role of politics and the media and just the societal climate, I guess, and how it plays towards the mindset or maybe the stigma of sexual assault. It's just interesting to see the Me Too movement and then see reactions from people from all different sides, different opinions on it, and how it kind of translates into campus sexual assault. And I think that that's part of the reason that we are creating this online program, because maybe people are not thinking of it as seriously. So it's really important that we put it in their mind really early on that it's not okay. Bystander intervention is possible. I think it's just a really great way to create more student leadership and just a more unified community. So yeah, I've had a really great experience, and I've been super grateful for this experience at Hilbert College. Katie Martoshi has been a phenomenal supervisor, and I'm really, sad to leave, but I'm really, really grateful for this opportunity.